I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, September the 15th, brought to you in part by Endovac Beef with Immune Plus, Pasteurella and Anemia vaccine for respiratory protection, safe and effective without negative active endotoxins. It's the only immunostimulant to be packaged in a convenient vaccine. Get Endovac Beef with Immune Plus. Your board rebounds on Tuesday, and we say rebound, I mean it was back up, I guess, and that is a rebound on Tuesday, about like it was down on Monday, but nothing like what it fell the last 2 weeks. But part of that was because we got news that JBS at Grand Island, the fire that they had there, they did get back going on Tuesday. Not so much on the morning shift, but on the afternoon shift they got going again. USDA kind of had them shut down because they had to do inspections and things like that to get back going again. But we did get back going, so now we can kind of put that behind us and go on, so that helped a little bit. Also, technically your board's been really oversold. The last 2 weeks just down really hard with a lot of positive fundamentals. Of course, there's some negatives out there too, the fact that we can't gain anything on your fat cattle market and things like that, but we are slowly working into lower and lower numbers of cattle, and we're getting the supplies back in our favor, due to the big droughts that we've had over the last 6 months and things like that. But our board's still a little bit sick for the way things were all summer long, guaranteeing us or promising us all these big prices that seem to be fading as we get into the fall of the year and into the calf run. But we've still got reason to believe that the markets are going to stay pretty positive, and we're going to continue to be able to sell these calves pretty fancy on some nice prices here. But we've got some problems here in our markets, and we're trying to work through them, and we've got a lot of hope that we're going to get some things done legislatively, maybe, who knows, I don't know. It seems like the fire's getting cold on that, but we'd still love to get something done there. But we've got some positive fundamentals here. We've got reason to be back on the gaining side of the market and have hope for profitable years here in the next 2 or 3 as we go forward. Let's talk about your board on Tuesday. October live cattle futures up $1.85 at 124.12. December was up $2.50 at 129.65. I still don't think we're going to see $1.30 from your majors. You go on your back months and they were all up, just like they were all down on Monday, but up $1.60 to up $2.82. Feeder cattle, September spot month up 307 at 155.27, but your feeder board's been down hard for the last 2 weeks. October up 270 at 158.15. Go on your back months of feeders, they were all up big from 257 up to up at 345. So those are big gains there, but all your commodities were up pretty good on Tuesday. New crop December corn up 7 cents at 5.20 1/4. And so things were pretty good on your commodity markets on Tuesday. We'll see how it goes through the rest of the week. Fat cattle trade, we just started to see a little bit of a trickle of trade. We're hoping to keep things steady. After getting through this bump that we had on a Monday, we'll see how it goes forward, but we did have some signs that we could hold steady, or who knows, maybe even gain a buck. But Iowa only had 400 head of confirmed sales on Tuesday, a few at 124, which would be at the low end of the range from last week, and 196 dressed, which would be a little bit lower there. Nebraska just had a couple loads of mixed cattle at 196, so you can't really take that into consideration. Kansas, no confirmed sales on Tuesday. Consolidated beef producers based here in Canyon, Texas. I was by the office on Tuesday there, and they're still doing a good job trying to continue to keep negotiated cash trade active. They did have their cash pool this Tuesday, and they sold those cattle less than 300 head, but at 124. Well, last week the market was 123 in the Southern Plains, so That's kind of good. I wish there was a little bit more volume there, but 124 live sales cash FOB. Box beef cutout values were down hard on the choice on Tuesday afternoon. 322.89 down 304. Selects 290.62 down $1.54. Your slaughters running a little bit behind, and the numbers that we saw estimated for Tuesday are not going to be that good because we didn't get that morning shift full, at least in Grand Island, if not some slower harvesting in other plants. But 234,000 was estimated. It's not going to be that good. They're going to have to adjust it back through Tuesday, and that compares to a year ago, 240, which was down just 6,000 head. Let's talk about your feeder cattle markets. Your real-time index on DB auction on Tuesday afternoon, 152.36. That was down 89 cents, and we keep seeing it down 50 cents to $1 or so every single day. It's not as volatile as your futures market is, but it's fading a little bit, and like I've said several times, it's because a lot of your big calves are moving into the market. Talk about calves. They sold some calves pretty good on Western Video Market at the Haythorne Ranch on Tuesday. I talked about that sale several times. They were really scared. I tell you, John Rogers and Ellington Peak, they were afraid it was going to be deja vu because they had a big video coming up right after the fire that happened in Holcomb, Kansas, and it pretty much spoiled that video. But they were afraid this fire at JBS Grand Island was going to do the same thing. But with the board coming up in the morning on Tuesday, the sale was pretty darn good even before the board got pretty high, and they had an awful good sale there at Haythorne Ranch near Ogallala, Nebraska for Western Video Markets. I'm going to pull out an outstanding sale on some calves that I saw. The Gade Ranch at Llewellyn, Nebraska there, they sold 190 head of steer calves. Now they're going to be off the cow when they deliver in October, but they were NHTC and third-party verified, which helps some. But 190 Angus black steers there weighing 570 pounds at delivery, bring 196.50. Wow, that's a big price there for a delivery that's happened after the market's kind of faded a little bit. But a really good sale they had there on Western Video Markets. They also sold 500 head of 75-pound lambs for $286 for October delivery. We may be in the wrong business, guys. But let's talk about some sales that happened on Tuesday, brick and mortar type sale barns. Ozarks Regional Stockyards there in West Plains, Missouri. 3,100 head through the ring, another 930 head through their in-house video that they do through DB auction there, and they just get along so good with that, and it's just really thrilled me how they're getting along so well with that in-house video there. But Ozarks Regional was lower, which you would expect. Steer calves $4 to $8 lower than the light test that they had following the holiday last week. Spots as much as $10 lower on your steer calves. Heifer calves steady to $4 lower, but they did have a lot of short wean calves there. It's still hot, but they did note, Dan Hill, my buddy there with Missouri Department of Agriculture, did note that the demand started to improve as the board showed strength through the day. How about some other sales? Beaver County Stockyards in Beaver, Oklahoma, there in no man's land on the eastern side, had 1,500 head, and they had a really good sale there at Beaver. I've talked about them. They are the reigning market of the month, Zactran market of the month, that I just named here a few visits ago, but they had a really nice sale. And look at these loads of big steers, 8 and 9 weight steers they had, all selling in the 150s there in the Southern Plains, guys, including the stick-out deal there. 55 head, 970 pound steers at $151.60. That's a big time quote. It's a bigger time quote in the Southern Plains when you hear some big quotes in the Northern Plains. But man, they are getting along really good. Beaver County Stockyards in Beaver, Oklahoma. How about my friend Kyle Lehman there that's got North Platte Stockyards in North Platte, Nebraska? He's got a fire built under that, doing a really good job. Feeder Flash gang member Daryl Rowden there from Gothenburg, Nebraska. He sold his yearlings And his calves there the same week, but the yearling, lighter weight yearling steers there, 113 head of them, weighed 707 at 169.75. That's a nice quote there from North Platte Stockyards. How about Lawley Brothers Livestock Market in Macon, Missouri? 62 head, 837 pound feeder steers at $163. Now they have big time sales up in South Dakota at Kimball Livestock Exchange in Kimball, South Dakota. 2,100 head on Tuesday. Had an awfully good sale. It was all kind of concentrated on some bigger 8-weight steers and some 8 and 9-weight heifers there on some big consignments there. But 402 head of the 8-weight steers in Kimball averaged 830 at 163.70 on the weighted average price on all of them, guys. That would be really, really impressive. And then on some heifers, 506 head of the 9-weight heifers in Kimball averaged 959 at 143.19 on your weighted average price. How about Lone Star Stockyards? We're getting down here in the Texas Panhandle. We're not used to getting big prices, but they sold some calves really impressive there west of Amarillo at Wildorado, Texas at Lone Star Stockyards. That's Bill Martin and Company there. 104 head, 517 pound steers, bring $172. But the best quote that I saw anywhere on Tuesday, your Zach Tran top quote for the day, come out of Creighton Livestock Market in Creighton, Nebraska. 172 head, 973 pound steers, bring $160.75. And that's your feeder flash for Wednesday.